What is up, Midwest Raider fans? Yes, mixing it up today. Didn't expect that, did you? Got to keep you on your toes. I am Just Win Jimmy, accompanied by Midwest Raider fan himself. We're coming at you together instead of doing the Zoom thing, just to switch it up a little bit and get some FaceTime with the guy, since there's no football on currently. So today's show, we have some news. Not a ton of news, nothing you probably haven't heard or seen out there, but it's news, so we're going to bring it to you. Going to add a little bit of trivia, so get your thinking caps on. And then just some random Raider facts. So what I need you to do for us is to like, subscribe, and share this video. Get it out there. Raider Nation needs to see this. We put out videos, have lots of good insights, good comments. And again, we always, love the feedback. So please like, subscribe, and share. And I'll throw it over to my buddy here to introduce himself.
Yes, you guys know who I am. Midwest Raider, along with Just Win Jimmy. Enjoying the day. Like I said, it's nice when we can get in our studio and get together and make a video and brainstorm and come up with some ideas, especially for the off season. Like I said, not a lot of stuff going on, but we do have a few little insides about some Raiders news that we're going to talk about and everything that Just When Jimmy is talking about. So the video.
All right, so we'll start off with some Raider news. I got a couple things. He's going to throw in some things. First off, today was Indiana Day. And so obviously the hype is around Mendoza, Fernando Mendoza, quarterback. A couple stats for you. He went 53 of 56 passing today. He spread the ball, had good routes for running backs, wide receivers, and tight ends, which obviously is going to be a key play in our upcoming offense, which is good. I'd like to also add that what was I going to say?
See, it's harder than you think.
Yeah. Hey, also add is that he is currently studying QBX playbook. Now, it is unofficial. He is not, quote unquote, the number one guy, but kind of looks that way, which is good. I will add that Kubiak said in a perfect world, he does not want to throw the young kid in the fire right away. So we're still looking for that, mentor, veteran quarterback to kind of come in, teach, and mentor Mendoza. But again, he did say in a perfect world, so that leaves a lot of speculation that if we can't find that guy or we don't go get that guy, that we may be seeing Mendoza sooner than later.
Yep. Yes, and like I said, I want to throw this in every video, just like we said before, but talking about Fernando Mendoza, number one pick. Are we sure we're going to pick up Mendoza? And it looks like he's already in the Raiders Kubiak's playbook. That's crazy. So it would suck if we don't pick him up, but yeah, I would have to say things are trending that way. But once again, anything's possible and you never know what can happen. So I don't always jump right in. We'll have to see what happens. That is awesome. He did look. I saw a couple highlights that Jimmy was showing me, and he does look pretty solid. There was some good passes, some great passes, and then there's a couple passes that, like I said, could have been a little bit better, but we can't be picky. I mean, he is choosing the routes and the tempo and everything that he was doing, so it kind of is his show to put on. So you can't get too much out of it, but he does look pretty good, in my opinion.
Yes, no, I agree. And I will say, like you said, everything's trending that he is going to be our pick. I don't know why he'd be in the playbook already if they didn't have, quote, maybe not official, unofficial, like you're the guy. And then I do know that there was 10 Raider coaches, staff there at the Indiana Pro Day, and they did take him out to dinner as well. So, I don't know. Get going to dinner. Things are starting to heat up a little bit, but...
They're courting him. They're courting him good.
Yeah. But yeah, that's all the news I have. I don't know how much news it is, but you heard it here. I'll throw it over to you for your news.
But you heard it here. All right. What I got is a little bit more news. Of course, we know that we just found out recently as well that Super Bowl 63 2029 will be back in Vegas. So if you didn't see my short, we put all kinds of really cool, funny shorts, cool shorts, question shorts, all those kind of cool little mini videos in YouTube. So you guys need to check those out because they're pretty fun. So, but yeah, I put in there, then I'm like, well, at least we know the deadline for when we need to be better, 2029. So we can
Yeah,
have
home
the
field
Super Bowl.
advantage.
Yeah, we can, instead of the Chiefs being in our house with the Super Bowl, we can be in our house at the Super Bowl. That would be fantastic. So we got a deadline now, and that is 2029. We need to be hitting that Super Bowl, which is 3 years away. Anything could happen. So very, very cool news there. And then, of course, I wanted to talk about the annual meeting where they did put a vote on, of course, a succession plan. And that's really all it is. You know, not Al Davis, but Mark Davis's mother, of course, passed away. It's now him. He doesn't have a family. He doesn't have a wife. So he needs some kind of plan if something were to happen to him. Who can be the controlling owner of the Raiders? And they did vote on that. It did pass, and it's going to be an Egon Durban, which is a pretty good friend of Tom Brady. Of course, there's a few people that own some shares, but now he had 7.5% already, and then he bought another 7%. So he now owns 14% of the Las Vegas Raiders, and so he's pretty much the next man in line if something will happen to Al or Mark Davis. I keep saying Al. Mark Davis, or if he were to decide to sell the Raiders. So they interviewed Mark Davis, and he said, you know, what's this mean? And he's like, absolutely nothing. He's like, it just means there's a plan out there if something were to happen, but I didn't have any plans on selling or doing anything crazy anytime soon. So still got Mark Davis, but at least there's a plan in case something does happen. It's really all it comes down to.
Yeah, which is good news. That way we're not, blowing in the wind there. So, yeah, like you said, I saw the same interview that Mark Davis did. And again, it was just to get, ducks in a row.
Yeah.
Which that's what we all need to do nowadays.
And if you guys really haven't heard of Egon Durban, he's basically like a co-CEO of Silver Lake, and he's a billionaire. So I think his net worth is $2.5 billion. I think the company that he's co-owner with, I think the company that he's owner is like $100 billion company. It's a big tech deal company where they like buy and sell big companies, including he's had some dealings with like Dell and Skype and Waymo, which is involved with Google. It's like those cars, autonomous cars and taxis, Qualtrics, Verily, Unitech, just all these really big corporations and companies that he's been dealing, switching, and offloading. And so that Silver Lake company is a huge one. So definitely has some money. And it's good to know that we would be financially okay in his hands if he had to take over. So that's all I got, though, for my news. For now,
it is April, so we got the draft coming up here in a couple weeks, so that'll be exciting. We'll be going, getting another video out then, maybe one before then. We'll see if any breaking news comes out. But like I said, we're switching it up a little today, so we're going to do some Midwest Raider fans weird facts about the Raiders. See if you heard these, maybe not. So we are going to start off with. If you remember in the 70s, some of us weren't born yet, but obviously being Raider fans, we knew those are kind of iconic years and what the team meant, and that's what we want, this team to have. So back in the 70s, we had a player called George Atkinson, and what George was known for was repeated violent hits. Atkinson provoked on-field brawls and later contributed into the emphasis on player safety. So we all have, a Raider fan to thank for those extra, not really just taking them to the house, some lighter hits,
But that's good Raider history. That's what we are, right?
Yes, the Raider way, right? That's what we're talking about. The Raider way.
In the mouth and do it again the next play.
Fun little interesting fact. The team's logo was inspired by tattoo trends extensively that some prison systems once flagged large numbers of the same tattoo logos as gang members. So that Raider emblem that you all are sporting, if you go to prison, you might be labeled as a gang member. Just remember that. But there's no other gang I'd rather be in. So, let's keep it real.
You're good. You're covered then, man. You're covered. You're in the gang already.
All right. No comment. Yeah. So those are just some we call Midwest Raider fans, a little bit of fun, interesting facts you may have not heard or known. So we're going to end the show trying to keep it a little brief because sometimes we get a little long-winded. So we're going to have what we call the Midwest Raider fans quiz. And so we're going to show you how this works. And we're going to start off with a easy one. They're not too hard. I got 2 questions for you. What I would like you to do is leave a comment with your answers. And on our next video, we'll go through and post the correct answers, or, hopefully your correct answer.
Yeah. Or you'll just know you're right because you're a Raider fan, right? You should know these should be the easiest questions. Maybe one's hard, but you should know them. If you're a true Raider fan, instantly they're going to pop right in. You're going to put them in the comment box and, give us the right answer.
Yeah, so we're going to do this first one with you, and we're going to start off with a doozy. And I gave you some hints in my previous, so if you were listening, it shouldn't be that big of a doozy.
You didn't know there was a quiz coming, did you?
Yeah. All right, so the first question here. What color are the Raiders' primary jerseys?
Nice. And if you
Yeah.
say it wrong, are you a real Raider fan? And it gets said wrong all the time.
That is correct. It does get said wrong. There are 2 colors. We all know the colors, but there's a specific order that they want you to say them in. And do you know them? And like I said, we're going to work this first one out with you. I dropped a couple hints in the first, a couple weird knowledge facts there. But the colors are officially silver and black.
If you said black and silver, then
yeah,
wrong. Silver and black.
Yes. All right. So now we're on to question number 2. We hope that you leave us a comment. We will respond, whether you're right or wrong. Maybe give you a clap, high five, pat you on the back. But here we go. First one. We're kind of not too difficult here. But who was the Raiders head coach during the first Super Bowl win? Yes. So if you're a true Raider fan,
should be easy.
Should be easy.
And
think
we
of the
weren't
Super
even
Bowls.
alive then.
Yeah, we weren't. But it was a.
Well, maybe we were.
Yeah, we were alive. Just born. No, maybe I was born. You weren't. I think that's what it was.
Well, that away,
I was there, but yeah.
We don't age ourselves, but yes, very close.
Very close, yes. So repeat. Leave us a comment with your answer. Who was the Raiders head coach during our first Super Bowl win? Shouldn't be too hard. Don't use Google or any of the other famous apps. You should know this. If you're a true Raider fan.
You're a Raider fan.
Yes.
Right, next.
All right. This one might be a little tougher, but this is going to bring it back to, I hate to say it, our generation, So we're going to go with this. Name the Raiders player who won the NFL Defensive Player of the Award in 2002.
Yes, and
a lot happened in 2002.
Yeah, and of course, I actually didn't know this. I picked some different players, but we know the answer now because I was talking to the guy with the answer book. But yes, I didn't know it, so it's a little bit harder. But I can't wait to see all the names. Probably all the names I named first too for that defense in 2002. But it's a good one.
Yeah, that was a good year. An exciting year, disappointing year, lots of ups and downs and indifference. But leave us a comment with that answer. Again, who was the 2002 Defensive Player of the Year?
All right. Throw one last zinger in for the end of this since we're pretty early today. So I want to just put one last zinger in here. Of course, we haven't talked about this yet, but they did release the home schedule. It's not exactly like we know exactly when we're going to play, but we know our opponents. And so I just wanted to kind of go over this really quick, get your thoughts. And, it shouldn't take too long, but I want to talk about the home opponents. We have Denver, of course. We got the Chiefs, of course. We got the Chargers, of course. But we have the Buffalo Bills. We have the Dolphins. We have the Rams. We have the Seahawks. And we have the Tennessee Titans. That's kind of tough.
I was just going to say, hearing that list after you said it, I can see it on your screen there. Other than 2 teams, they were all playoff, Super Bowl championship. So yes, maybe there's 2 teams there that make it. But
except for the Titans and the Dolphins, those are some good teams in that list. Away opponents, of course, we have the 3 we know: Denver, Chiefs, and Chargers. But then we're going to have the Cardinals, the Browns, the Patriots, the Saints, the Jets, and the Niners. That away sounds a little bit better.
Yes.
So definitely you can take a little breath of air. So I wonder the order they're going to put this, and if we're going to be heavy like our division at first or heavy at the end. Usually we're heavy at the end, but I'd like to see how they arrange this. So besides the Patriots, who switched things up, and we actually beat them last year.
Granted, it was week 1.
Yeah, it was week 1.
So you got to take a little bit of salt with that, but it's still a win.
Yeah,
it doesn't matter.
It's kind of crazy. So I can't wait to talk about this a little more as we see the off season, see who people pick up, and those types of things. But as of now, the away sounds a little bit more happy, but the home schedule, man, those are some tough teams. So put them in the comments, see what you guys think.
Obviously, lots of spots still that need
But
help.
yeah, it is a rebuild season. It is a rebuild, not total, but pretty damn close.
Yeah, but it feels different. We got
Yeah.
a different vibe, I think, going into this. We've been,
Yeah.
unfortunately, we've gone through quite a few of these rebuild seasons, and this one just feels different. I don't know. Comment, tell me, do you think it feels different, or is this like the same old
Yeah.
ball going, kicking the can down the road, doing the same things? I think it feels a little different, and
Yeah.
I'm excited.
If we would have lost Max Crosby for sure, I would take total absolute rebuild. But we so far are still retaining him. We always hear rumors every day about Max Crosby still, but hopefully he stays with the team, in my opinion. So other than that, that's it. That's all I have, Jimmy. It's your show.
All right. Yes.
Continue on.
Hopefully you enjoyed the turnover there. Kind of changing of the guard. Maybe gave me the key to the city. However you want to look at it. I know it's a great show. I know you're going to let me know it's a great show because you're going to like, subscribe, and share. Because that's what we do. We're Raiders.
Yes.
And yeah, that's all I got. I think it was a great show. I'm going to let it over here to Midwest Raider fan.
All right. I will just copy him. Please like, subscribe, share. Thank you guys for joining us today. And as always,
Go Raiders.